Appreciate it. I just want to say first to give credit to Colorado State, their staff and players. Obviously, they've shown throughout the game that they deserve to be here, how they came out and competed from start to finish. I'm proud of our team and how in the second half, despite some of the plays that didn't go our way in the first half, how our guys really stuck in it mentally. So I think that was a true test for us, mental toughness and how our guys rallied by being down 7 at half, but then also in the first half being down 15. I think from our last game we played versus Indiana, that was a great learning moment for us, and how we have to, of course, not feel that we got to play the scoreboard, but it's everything that happens between the lines. So I'm just happy to see that overall we got the victory and everyone left the court in good health.
Let's start right here in the front row. Go ahead, please. And please state your name and affiliation before asking your question.
Chris Ballas, thewolverine.com, on3.com. Frankie, Devontae tweeted at you. It looked like your teammates supported you. What did they tell you going in, and what was your feeling going into this one?
They really just told me to be Frankie, so go out there, play with confidence, and lead the team. I felt great going into the game, just from all the intel from the coaches and from Devontae from here, from the beginning of the season to now. So
let's go second row over here. All right, go ahead.
I apologize if I'm misquoting you, Juwan. This question's for Caleb. I think you said during a timeout that your team looked nervous. So, Caleb, I've asked you, in the second half, when you were talking to the CBS sideline reporter, no? Okay. Well, coming out of the second half, you guys looked a lot different. Was there a much better – what was different for you in that second half, that aha moment where it's like, we got this?
I think it's just like, basketball, there's runs, so I think they went on their run mostly in the first half. I think we stayed in it, got another gear, and kind of made our run in the second half and didn't really look back. So, yeah.
Let's go over here to this section to the left.
I'm Michael Cohen with the Detroit Free Press. Hunter, how important, I guess, was it to come out with more defensive intensity in the second half? It looked like you guys were getting more deflections, more hands in the passing lanes, and that sparked the offense at the other end.
Yeah, I think, in the first half we're giving them a lot of easy looks, and, any good team, in Division I basketball can hit, wide open looks like that. So we really, try to lock in and buy into, just guarding, our person and our man and, just playing Michigan defense out there.
Let's go back to the center section. SI right here.
Kind of a two-part question. First for Frankie, the quick kind of 5-0 personal spurt you had in the first half when you guys went down 15, you had the three-point play and then the layup in transition. What were you seeing on those plays? Was it an emphasis to be aggressive? And then for Hunter or Caleb, was there, how important did you feel like that stretch from Frankie was in the first half to get it back to 10 after they had extended it to 15 was?
I just saw that we were kind of struggling getting the ball in the basket, so just being aggressive would help us, either whether it was getting to the line or making a basket.
Like Frankie said earlier, I think Frankie was just being Frankie out there. He's an aggressive guard who, is able to get downhill and finish, and, he was doing that out there. We have full confidence in him to, do what he does. We've seen it in practice throughout the year, and so, we all have full confidence in Frank.
Let's go over here to the left. Go ahead.
Frankie, Andrew Kahn, MLive. A lot of freshmen who had not started all season might find this moment maybe a little too big for them. I guess why wasn't it for you?
At the end of the day, it's just basketball. So, I've been working out and practicing and playing basketball my whole life. So if you just go out there not thinking too much and just do the right things and do all the things you've learned, then you'll be okay.
Let's go to the middle. There we go. Go ahead.
Alex Giannakopoulos, Wood TV in Grand Rapids. For Caleb, talk about just the hot shooting in the second half and where that came from for you guys.
I think we just we got good looks, moving the ball, running in transition. I know for me, shout out to Eli and Frankie, just finding me when I'm open and stuff like that. So it really made it easy for me because of them. And I think, we just stayed confident in it, shot our shot like Coach says. And, it fell, so, yeah.
We'll do two more for the student athletes before we open it up to Coach Howard. Let's go right over here.
Zach Shaw, 24/7 Sports. For either of you players, your coach just mentioned a moment ago the learning experiences from the Indiana game. When you guys were down 15 in that first half, what was it like maybe between the players and the huddles, and was it different than last week, or did it feel different?
I mean, I know I was thinking, shoot, if they can do it to us, we can do it to them. That's how I was feeling.
All right, let's go back over here.
This is for Frankie. You're known as a slasher, great defender, a lot of confidence. Your perimeter shot, people said if Frankie could just get a perimeter shot, he'd have it all. It looked early on, you're a little hesitant, but then you hit that big three. Where is the status of your three ball beyond the arc right now?
Right now, it's just confidence, just stepping up and shooting it. I mean, if teams are going to play, I mean, I'm not going to let a team dictate how I go out there and play. So if they back off, I mean, I feel like I could still get by you and make something happen. So.
We'll let the student athletes head back to the locker room. Guys, congratulations and best of luck on Saturday. Okay, now we'll start taking questions for Coach Howard. Again, please raise your hand, and we'll get you a microphone. And again, please state your name and affiliation. And let's go right here to the very front and get started for Coach Howard. Go right ahead.
Oh, but you know what? Before we go to the first question, I just want to, piggyback on what Frankie said about the shot, making the shot, the open shot, and sometimes missing it, and not consistently being, and I don't want to misquote you, being a sticker, we would say. That's what our terminology. If you go back and look at our practice numbers, we work on a lot of shooting in practice. This year, leading up from the start of July 1st, leading up to currently now. And his shooting is always high, great shooting percentage. And the way he shot the ball today, the first time, when you get out there, it's not as easy. But to get an opportunity to be able to shoot it, you miss it, but then to come back and get an opportunity again and shoot it and then make it, it just shows a level of confidence he had within himself. But as a staff, we've always feeded confidence in all our guys because they work on it. What we see they work on, hey, you open it, let it fly.
Thank you, Coach. Go ahead with your question.
Bob Wodowski, Detroit News. Juwan, was anything about Frankie's game a surprise to you? It seems like it is to others when they haven't seen a freshman. And how much do you think your team was inspired by Devontae Jones, and what is his status going forward?
Well, you get back to the recruiting. When I had an opportunity to watch Frankie play, I've always been impressed with his skill set. And I feel he fits our style of play. And so his performance today does not surprise me. Throughout the season, there's always going to be guys that have high minutes or low minutes depending on situations. And you read the game and see, which guys that you're going to put in during those particular moments. Devontae Jones was, our starting point guard. And then you look at Eli Brooks, who's another, combo guard for us. And so, there are only so many minutes out there to be played in the game. But give credit to Frankie and also his teammates of being able to stay ready when your name's called on. And at times, like I stated earlier, going to be some high-minute games, there's going to be some low-minute games. But I think this today defined the young man who he really is, because easily he could have came out and just not played well, but he stuck with it, made some plays when we needed, but it just shows you like his mental stability and how wired he is. And then, like he said earlier, he's played basketball his entire life, so this is not his first rodeo. Devontae, we expect to see him soon, and right now we're just praying that he has good health and he can come back whenever he's ready to come back.
Let's go front left over here.
Michael Cohen with the Detroit Free Press. Juwan, second half defense hasn't always been a strength for this team this year, but today you held them to 29% after the break. I guess what did you like about the second half defense, and why was today different than maybe some of the other games we've seen?
Well, every game that you played throughout the year, and then all the games that you played leading up to this point are teaching moments. And it was great to know that what we've worked on in practice, the film opportunities, and to be able to apply it, it's not going to always go perfect for 40 minutes. It just doesn't work that way. But our guys stepped up when they had to. In the second half, we talked about as a team as far as how we can do better from what we've shown in the first half, and give them credit, give the players credit.
Let's go over here to the right.
Alex Giannakopoulos, Wood TV in Grand Rapids. Coach, you start 3 freshmen and they perform what they do. What does that say about that young group of men?
If I recall, I remember Coach Fisher started 5 freshmen. so like, we're going through the starting lineup, and each player name was called, and give their great year. And it's like, I think the first one, Musa, freshman. Caleb, freshman. Hunter, sophomore. Frankie, freshman. I'm like, whoa. Like, yeah, that's real. We had 3 freshmen starting, and some people might say, wow, it's a very young team. True, it is. But did they grow up today? Yes, but Hunter's been in this situation before. He played a lot last season, but he hadn't been around fans in the NCAA tournament. But overall, players play no matter what. And we've been feeding life, developing them since July 1st, and give a lot of credit to the staff as well as the players buying into what is being taught and being able to apply it throughout the year.
Unfortunately, got time for a couple more. Let's go right over here.
Mark Kisla, Denver Post. I want to follow up a little bit on teaching moments and that young team. You've taught them a lot, or they've learned a lot since July, but they're down 15 in the NCAA tournament. How certain are you of how they will react, or is that part of the mystery of coaching there too? Well,
I think I said, before the game that, without Devontae, I think I may grow up as a coach today because you have to make an adjustments, and that's what it's all about. And when you have a senior who's out and he's your primary ball handler, he's your starting point guard. Now as a staff, we prepare for without Devontae, with the guys that are going to be playing in a rotation, how can we make them look like stars? But being down 15, we could have easily just said, you know what, it's time to pack it in. But we're not built that way. That's not what the Michigan culture is all about. We're going to compete till the end, and I respect the resilience that they showed.
Let's get one more for Coach Howard. Let's go 2 rows back.
Andrew Kahn, I'm live. Juwan, I know you don't like to talk strategy too much, but given how, I guess, the first 15 minutes went, if you could shed some light on how much you did change versus how much you were like, what we planned will work eventually.
It was luck, man, just luck. The basketball gods, man, they helped me out. No, but, 15, if I get rattled and get annoyed with the score and, feel like, all the yelling, sometimes, that can seem like you're not prepared. And I just wanted to calm them down. And, 9 turnovers in the first half, that's not, winning basketball. 9 turnovers, you're gifting them 9 extra possessions. So how could we keep it simple where we'll be able to make plays and put guys in position where they can make winning plays, but at the same time on the defensive end, not giving up open looks from the three-point line or offensive rebounds. Those offensive rebounds as well as the turnovers, it set us back. We had 11 extra possessions that we gave them, and it's tough to win ball games like that because basketball is a possession game. And whether how you look at it, by getting stops or taking care of the basketball, and also making shots. Look at how we shot the ball in the second half. We shot 41% in the first half, but we finished with 54% throughout the game. We did not make a three-pointer in the first half. We was 0 for 7. And then Caleb, he got hot at the right time. But we also found him in situations where we worked on in practice on how we can try to get some relief buckets in transition where the team, hopefully they'll get matched up as we, get in the defensive rebound.